Hello students, today in this session we'll discuss a new topic, that is maxima and minima. So which is a part of the application of derivatives, and this topic is very important and interesting in the point of competitive exam as well as exam point of view. Compulsory minimum one question from this topic, maxima and minima. So in this session we'll discuss the global maximum, global minimum, relative maximum and relative minimum. So these are the concepts in maxima and minima. So we'll discuss one by one. So now we'll see the definition of a global maximum. So what is a global maximum of a given function? So let f is a function defined on the domain A, means that is f is a function from A to R, where A is the domain. It may be an open interval a comma b, closed interval a comma b, or off open a comma b, or off closed a comma b. And C belongs to A, means one member of A of the domain. Then f is said to have a global maximum on A if f of x is less than or equal to f of c, means whatever the outputs exist, that outputs are less than this f of c, then this f of c is said to be a global maximum. So we'll have a picture. Suppose if you consider the x-axis, y-axis. So assume that this is a function y is equal to f of x defined on A. So assume that this is A and this is a B. And if C belongs to A, so this is a one C. If C is a point, then what the maximum value is f of c. So this will be f of c, means this will be f of c. And whatever the values exist, the function of their values should be less than f of c. Then this f of c is said to be a global maximum, and this point C is said to be a point of global maximum. See, so assume that there are many values. Assume that x1, x2, x3, x4, x5, x6, so on. So all the functions of their values will be less than the f of c. Then this f of c is said to be a global maximum of the function. So that is f of c is called, so this point f of c is called global maximum value of f of x at x is equal to c, and the point x is equal to c is called point of global maximum. So this is the definition of a global maximum, means it should be the top, it should be a highest value. This global maximum is called absolute maximum or greatest value. So note, the global maximum is also called absolute maximum or greatest value. Now we will see one example on the global maximum. So we will see one example on global maximum. Let f is mapping from closed interval 0, 3 to r defined by the function f of x is equal to x square. So as we know, the graph of this function, it's a parabola and it is starting with 0 and ending with 3. So 0, 1, 2, 3. So it is on x-axis, y-axis. So this will be a parabola, means it is 1, 4 and this will be 9. How many values exist in between 0 to 3? There are infinite number of values, because closed interval 0, 3 means it is a set of all real numbers which lies between 0 and 3, including 0 and 3 also. The endpoints are also included. Now you choose any point in between 0 to 3, as 3 is also a member of 0 to 3. All the numbers, since 0 less than x less than 3, 0 less than or equal to x less than or equal to 3, then what about their outputs? The outputs will be f of 0 will be less than or equal to f of x is less than or equal to f of 3. That is, f of 0 is 0 square 0 less than or equal to f of x is less than or equal to 9. F of 3 is 9. Means whatever the values exist in between 0 to 3, all the outputs in the given domain are less than or equal to 9. So this 9 is called global maximum of the given function defined on closed interval 0 to 3. At what point we are getting the maximum is at x is equal to 3. So this 3 is called a point of the global maximum. So therefore f of 3, that is 9, is called global maximum value. Global maximum value, that is the maximum value at and x is equal to 3 is the point of global maximum. So all the values will be less than or equal to 9. So this is about global maximum. Next we'll go for the global minimum value. What will be the global minimum? Global minimum. So let f is a function defined on a, means a may be any interval, that is closed interval a comma b, open interval a comma b, half closed a comma b, or half open a comma b. Defined on R, that means defined on A, that is f is mapping from A to R, where domain is A and C belongs to A, means one element belongs to the domain. Then f is said to have a global minimum on A if the condition is f of C should be less than or equal to f of x, means f of C is the smaller value among all the outputs of the given function. So f of C should be less than or equal to f of x for all x belongs to A. Means if I go for a picture, suppose if there is a graph on x-axis, y-axis and 0. So this is a point curve where y is equal to f of x defined on some interval a and b. Now if C is a member in between A and B, suppose this is C, then what is the output? The output will be f of C, means the point is on the curve is c comma f of c, and this will be f of c. So the outputs f of c are, means whatever the outputs exist, they are above the f of c, and we can have this f of c is a smaller value among all the outputs of the given domain. So the point means this f of c is called a global minimum of the given function. So note, global minimum is also called as absolute minimum or a least value of the function. Least value. Next means this, the point f of c is called global minimum of the function, global minimum value of the function, minimum value of the function f of function f, and the point x is equal to c is called point of global minimum. So now we'll take the same example of f of x is equal to x square defined on closed interval 0 to 3 as we have taken for the previous definition of global maximum. So we'll see the example. So the example is f is mapping from closed interval 0 comma 3 to r defined by a function be a function defined by f of x is equal to x square. So if you go for the graph, so again it's a parabola 0. So this will be 0, 1, 2 and 3. So this will be 1, 4 and this will be 9. So since if x lies between 0 to x less than or equal to 0 less than or equal to x less than or equal to 3, because the domain is 0 to 3. Now what about the outputs? F of 0 will be less than or equal to f of x will be less than or equal to f of 3, that is 0 less than or equal to f of x is less than or equal to 9. Means whatever the outputs exist that are greater than 0 only. So that is the outputs of f of x will be greater than 0 or equal to 0. Means there is no value which is less than 0 in this function. So we can conclude that 0 is our least value of the given entire domain of the function. So therefore f of 0, what is f of 0? 0 itself, 0 square, 0 is called global minimum, and x is equal to 0 minimum value. Okay, so global minimum value, and x is equal to 0 is the point of global minimum. Means for this given function 0 is the global minimum and 3 will be the global maximum of the given function, that is f is mapping from 0 to 3. So the maximum and minimum will be based on the function defined, and we may have more than one, that is, so we call as maxima and minima. So now we'll go for a relative maximum and relative minimum. Now we'll go for relative maximum. Let f be a function defined on a neighborhood A of a real number C. Means normally f is a mapping from A to R and defined on a neighborhood A of a real number C. Means if C belongs to an A, then f is said to have a relative maximum, or we can have another name is local maximum or maximum at C if there exists a delta greater than 0 such that f of x is less than or equal to f of C for all x belongs to C minus delta comma C plus delta. Then f of C is called a relative maximum of f at what point? C. So what is the difference between the relative maximum and global maximum? So we'll see by this picture or graph, x axis, y axis. Suppose if this is a curve, y is equal to f of x, which is a continuous function defined on some closed interval a comma b. Okay, if I go for it is a defined b, and we can have infinite number of elements in between a and b. So assume that this is C, C1, C2, C3, C4, C5. Right. Now, when we can have a global relative maximum, means let f be a function defined on a neighborhood A of a real number C, then f is said to have a relative maximum or local maximum or maximum at C if there exists a delta greater than 0 such that f of x is less than or equal to f of C for only a neighborhood of C. Means normally this is C. If you choose a small neighborhood, means small neighborhood of C which are nearby values of C with some delta distance, then what will be this delta? Then this point will be C plus delta and this point will be C minus delta. Means within this interval, within the small interval, so the outputs will be here. So within this interval, with a small interval, all the values should be less than f of C. Means for example, I will tell you one example. As if we consider a 10th class with 5 sessions, there is a 10th class with 5 sections, and if they conduct one exam, the paper will be same for all the 5 sessions. In each section there will be the marks will be the papers will be evaluated and the marks will be given. So for each section there will be a top ranker, means top scorer in each section. In each section there will be a top scorer. That top scorer person will be the local maximum or relative maximum. So like this we can have 5 local maximums. Among these five top scorers, means each person is from the each section. So among the top scorer, one person will be the top scorer among the 5. So that person is means that top scorer is the a global maximum for the entire session, means for all 5 sessions. So here f of c is the local maximum. So this is the local maximum. Similarly, if you choose a point C2, if you take a small neighborhood of C2 with some delta 1 distance, means this will be C2 plus delta 1, C2 minus delta 1. And what about the outputs? The outputs, if you consider a small interval, small neighborhood of C2, the outputs will be less than f of C2. Means here what we conclude is, f of x will be less than or equal to f of C2. So this f of C2 is called the local maximum at x is equal to C2. Similarly, there is a C4, and if we consider a small neighborhood of C4, again with some delta 2 distance, so C4 minus delta 2, C4 plus delta 2, and what we can conclude is all the values, means all the outputs which are in the neighborhood of C4 are less than the function value of C4. So here what we can conclude is f of x is less than or equal to f of C4. Means this f of C4 is called the local maximum of the given function at what point? At x is equal to C4, which is only a nearby, not for all. Similarly, coming to B, as there are no points other than right side of B, there are only left side of B. So we can have a small distance of B minus delta 3. So in this interval, f of all the values will be less than, f of x is less than or equal to f of B only for all x belongs to what interval? B minus delta 3 to B3. So in a function we may have local maximums more than one. So that's why if we can have is maxima, local maxima. We can have more than one. So what are the local maxima of this given graph? Is at C is a local, f of C is a local maxima, f of C2 is a local maxima, f of C4 is a local maxima, and f of B is a local maximum. So this is about the definition of local maximum. Similarly, we'll see the definition of local minima, or we can say relative minimum. So now we'll see the definition of relative minimum. So let f be a function defined on a neighborhood A of a real number C. Then f is said to be relative minimum or local minimum or minimum at C if there exists a delta greater than 0. Means if we take a small neighborhood of C, that is C minus delta to C plus delta, in that f of C should be less than or equal to f of x. Means f of C value should be less than among the all outputs in between C minus delta to C plus delta. Then f of C is called relative minimum of f at C. So we will see the picture. This is A defined on, so means y is equal to f of x be a function defined on A and B. Now if C is a C, suppose if this is a C and this is some another value C1. If you take a small neighborhood of C, that is C with some with delta distance, then this will be C plus delta and C minus delta. If you consider a small interval neighborhood of C, then the outputs of these values will be greater than f of C. Means this is the point f of C. So all the values means all the values should be greater than f of C. Means f of C is less than f of x for all x belongs to C minus delta to C plus delta only. Means for a particular interval f of C will be the local minimum. So this f of C is called the local minimum at what point? At x is equal to C. Similarly, we can go for C1. If you assume that if you take a small neighborhood of C1 with some delta distance, delta 1 distance. So what will be the point? C1 plus delta 1, sorry, C1 minus delta 1, and this will be C1 plus delta 1 distance. In this interval, in this section or set of points, the outputs will be greater than f of C1, or f of C1 will be the least value among this interval. So this is f of C1. If you compare this part, this f of C will be the least. So this f of C1 is called the local minimum of the function which is defined in the neighborhood of C1. So like this we can have local minimums, and the list of all local minimums, which is the least, again that least will be the global minimum. Now we'll take one graph and we'll identify which of them are local maximum as well as local minimum. So assume that this is a graph which is a continuous function, and we'll try to find out which of them are local maximums and which of them are local minimums. Define on closed interval a comma b, and assume that this is the point C, this is the point D, assume that this is the point E, this is F, and this is G. Means some elements C, D, E, F, G are the elements which exist in between A and B. Now we'll try to find out what type of this C is. If you take a small neighborhood of delta, that is with the delta distance, C plus delta and C minus delta, then what we can have the outputs of these values, the outputs will be greater than f of C, or we can say f of C. In this case f of C will be less than or equal to f of x for all x belongs to C minus delta to C plus delta with some delta distance. Then as per the definition, this f of C is called local minimum. Means f of C is the local minimum value. Now compare it to D now. Coming to D, if you take a small neighborhood of D with some delta distance, delta 1 distance, delta 1, then what will be D plus delta 1, D minus delta 1. So what we can observe from this, in a small neighborhood of D, then if you observe these values, the outputs will be less than f of D. Means in this what we can observe is f of x will be less than or equal to f of D for all x belongs to D minus delta 1 comma D plus delta 1. So as per the definition, so this f of D is called the local maximum. So this will be local maximum. So f of d is the local maximum value. Now coming to E. Again, if you take a small neighborhood of E with delta 2 distance, then what will be the interval? E plus delta 2, E minus delta 2. And in this interval, what are the elements exist and how the outputs are? So the outputs are greater than f of E. So this will be f of E. Means as per this condition, what we can have is f of E is less than or equal to f of x for all x belongs to E minus delta 2 comma E plus delta 2. So as f of E is a smaller value and there is no value which is less than f of E in this interval. All the values are greater than f of E. So in this case we can have it is local minimum value. Similarly, f, if you observe, this will be local maximum value and this will be local minimum value. And coming to B, if we take a small neighborhood of B, as B is the end point, there is no numbers which are on the right side of B. So if we consider a small interval, then this will be a maximum. So it will be local maximum. And coming to the left end point of A, there are no numbers which are left side of A. There are only numbers which are right side of the A. So if we consider a small delta distance with this, with A plus delta in this small interval, again if you consider this will be the maximum. So it will be local maximum. But by using the graph, we can easy to find out which is local maximum and which is local minimum, and coming to the absolute maximum and absolute minimum also, that is global maximum and global minimum. But without using the graph, how to find out the global maximum and global minimum or local maximum or local minimum of a given function, by that we'll discuss in the next session. Thank you.